Ben, I think for the first time you've had some training sessions with your team and back-to-back sessions as well. How's it been going this week?
Yeah, good. Like I said to you after the game the other day, time on the grass I think for any coach is really, really valuable. So we try to maximise it both on the grass and in the video room, just to give some clear ideas and pictures of what went really well on the weekend and what we can improve on and how we think we can take that into the coming weekend.
What have you been pleased with in the way that you've seen your team transition in the last 2 games?
I think just the application and the belief, because after the run that any team goes on that way, to try and galvanise the group and create some belief again is the toughest thing. So just the energy and the belief and then the willingness to try and do what we've asked them to do on the pitch, which they did. They were so brave to try and do it. And thankfully we got a positive result. So that always helps in terms of reinforcing the ideas and the belief in the players. So, but just loads of gratitude really for the players and the staff. They've helped a lot and they've been incredible during the short time.
I think the changes have been noticeable on the field. It does look like they've got a little bit more confidence in them, and it's not like you've been trying to reinvent the wheel, is it? It's just you're trying to instill that belief back in them.
Yeah, I think so. Like it's really hard, and football is a cruel game, and you have some really high highs, but when the lows are there, they feel like they're never going to end. So just in terms of the result alone, if we'd have got a scrappy 1-0, it would have helped the players a lot. But I think the fact that we've done it with a good performance as well, hopefully, has maybe sped up the process a little bit of getting to where we'd like the team to be. So, but no, really pleased, but not getting carried away at all. Like really making it clear to the players that it's just the beginning of trying to get them to where they should be, because they're a special group.
Again, are you expecting massive changes or massive steps forward when you go to Port Vale this weekend, or is it going to be a case that it'll be slow and gradual progression, do you think?
No, yeah, I think it would be amazing, wouldn't it, if we took a humongous leap. But I do believe in the players a lot and how quickly they're able to learn and take on the information, because they're desperate for it. But it's a process, isn't it? And you've seen many teams over the years at this football club try to play this way, and unfortunately it is always a process of trying to get them from one place to another and take on the ideas and concepts. So I think with time on the grass we will improve. The opposition are a really, really good team, so we're well aware of that, but we try to focus a lot on what we're gonna look like and the things that we want to do. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a brilliant test, but we've obviously got a few more days on the grass before then.
Jonathan Lecco making his return in the County Cup last night. It's been a long, arduous journey for him. I think it's 13 months since he last started a full first team game. He must be delighted, and it must be a relief for you guys as well to know that he's on his way.
Yeah, no, it's incredible for him. He's been chomping at the bit, and unfortunately I have far too many memories of being in that position myself. So often when you feel like you're ready, but the reality is you're not quite there. So for him to have ticked that off last night will be incredible. I can't wait to see him actually and hear about it. But it's a humongous step for him in terms of getting back to being able to achieve his potential, because I remember hearing about him from a really, really young age. So I'm excited to have more time with him on the grass and see what he can do. But you have to also manage expectation and build him up in the right way, because the last thing you would ever want is for him to take any steps backwards.
I mean, as an injured player, how important is patience? Because, like you say, you want to rush back as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you have none. You have absolutely none, because often when you feel like, because you can sometimes get back on the grass and start touching a ball months and months before you're actually allowed to play a game. So that can feel like a really, really long process. And Lex has been on the grass now for quite a while in terms of being able to have contact with the ball and running and stuff, but being ready to play a football league game is a different kettle of fish. So trying to manage that expectation for him will be tough, because he just wants to play football as they all do. So when it's taken away, it's horrendous. But big tick for him, and I'm so pleased for him.
And of course, it's for youngster Ronnie Sandford as well, who's also been out a similar amount of time with a similar kind of knee injury.
Yeah, no, and all the same applies. Sometimes even more so as a young guy, because you feel like you've maybe just made your steps into the first team, and it gets taken away, and you start to get a little bit anxious about you need to make an impression and stuff. But do you know what? Since I've been in the building, we've not had like a humongous amount of interactions, but he's a really good kid with amazing energy. Like I really, really like him a lot. And he's trained like a beast. So, yeah, really pleased with both of them.
And someone else who's just made it back, Lawrence Maguire, was massive, I think, for you on Saturday. But he's had to show a lot of patience over the last 10 weeks, hasn't he? Because obviously he's been watching from the sidelines and watching things kind of crumble around him.
Yeah, I think he's still been a big part of the process and a big part of what's been going on behind the scenes, because they are like a really connected unit, and Loz understands his value, obviously on the pitch, but off of it as well, and how much he can help. So he's still been great, but just to have him back, like, yeah, he was ridiculous. It made me so happy to see him back on the grass, and I think he just fills the group with a lot of confidence, because you just know what you're going to get with Loz. He gives absolutely everything all the time, communicates his intensity to defend the box and squeeze the line, and then on the ball he's very, very good as well, and so calm. So we're lucky to have him.
How's Jack Sanders doing? Obviously he had a kidney infection recently.
Yeah, it's been I've just had him in the office and he's like, I'm ready.
Another one you have to teach patience to, yeah?
He's feeling yeah, try to talk to him and use your experiences, but the reality was I was exactly the same as they all are. So yeah, he's good. It's obviously been a rough start for him, because he's come in and signed for the manager, and then had the illness, and then the changes happened, and yeah, he's all right. He's thereabouts. He trains really well, so he's another really good option to have in the squad. And I've said to him, like, he's going to be a really big part of the football club moving forward. I have absolutely no doubt, and trying to reassure him that will be the case. But in the short term, we're at where we're at, and we just won a game and stuff. So just to be a big part of the group, either on or off the pitch.
I suppose all of these things, you're establishing yourself as a first team, as the head coach, and all of these problems you're having to deal with for I guess one of the first times. Yeah,
it's not easy. It's not easy, but I'll just try and be completely honest. And then some guys are going to walk out and not like it, but it is the easiest way for me, is to be honest. It helps me sleep at night, a little bit better. So. No, it's a great experience. I'm enjoying every second of it. It's massive learning for me every single day. I can go home and reflect on what went well and what didn't go so well. But the main priority is just to try to prepare the team with the rest of the staff, who have been phenomenal in terms of just getting results on a Saturday and the performance looking a certain way.
If they were to phone you tonight and say, we want to give you the job full time, would you take it? Would you be happy with that?
Do you know what? Honestly, I'm going to sound crazy. I really have not considered it, just because my wife is 7 weeks away from giving birth. So every time I get home, I'm bombarded with my 8-year-old and my wife. And then while you're here in the job, you don't have time to think of anything other than the present moment and speaking to players, the group, planning training, preparing for the game. So I've not overly considered it. I'm really enjoying the experience currently. I think I want to manage one day, there's no doubt about that. So we're just taking each day as it comes at the minute, and whatever will be, will be.
Have they spoken to you at all about how long they want you to do it for, or is it literally you're coming into work and you're finding out?
Yeah, a little bit. Liam's been great, and I've spoken with the chairman and stuff, so they've both been really, really good with me and quite open and honest, and the club are going to run a process as they should, because it's a club of this size, and there's going to be a gazillion people that are interested in the job. So, but they've been really open with me and really supportive. Anything I need, they've been there to help. So, but I mean, it doesn't serve anyone me starting to overthink the future. When we have Port Vale on Saturday, which is going to be a really tough game. So all I can do is prepare the team along with the rest of the staff yesterday, today, Friday, going into the game for Saturday, and try and get a good performance.
And on to Port Vale then, a tough test. I mean, they all are at this point of the season, but a team that are doing pretty well in the division at the minute. Yeah,
I watched last night against Colchester, and I thought they were good actually. Colchester are in a really, really good place, and we obviously played them recently, really well. So. Yeah, they got some big threats at the level. Like they're a really good team, but I try to give the players definitely a lot of ideas of what they're going to face. But we try to give as much information as possible about us and what we want to do and how we want it to look So that'll be the focus. We'll definitely acknowledge them for sure, and the players they have, and the success they've had this season. But we'll try and make it about us as much as possible.
And it would be, I mean, a big marker in the way that the club is recovering almost to go there and get something from the game, I think.
Yeah, I think without putting my foot in it too much, externally the results are so important. I want it to happen in a certain way, and I really believe that if we sort of follow don't get me wrong, I want to go there and win the game, there's no doubt, but if we follow the process of making sure the performances look a certain way and feel a certain way, that over a period of time that we will consistently get results. Now that might not be down to me anyway, so that's absolutely fine, but that's just my belief in the way we do it. So we will work in that manner rather than sort of going there and flipping a coin and see what we end up with. We try to stack the odds in our favour just by really making it about us and the way we see the game. So we go there, definitely try and win the game in our way, making it about us, and we'll see where we end up.